Now I have to tell you something about how the brain works. The human brain, your brain, my brain, actually is very lazy. I don't know if you know how the brain works, but our brains are not capable of creating something new. It's not possible. Our brains are organized in such a way that we capture information by talking to people, by looking at things, by traveling, by having discussions with people, by reading books. All the information, it's even the information that you see, but you do not, I don't know how to say that you unconsciously see and capture in your brain, and at night your brain starts to process all that information. In fact, this information can be considered as small Lego blocks. And the Lego blocks, they are stored somewhere in your memory. Now, what does the brain do? The brain makes connections between the Lego blocks. And when you start to think of something, to solve a problem, for example, then you start to make connections between the different Lego blocks. And as we all know, with Lego you can build everything. You can create everything. So keep this picture in your mind. The problem is, the brain is lazy. If the brain has solved a problem once, and it gets the same problem later in your life, it will follow the same path as before. Because, let's say from a biological perspective, it's very efficient if your brain solves a problem very quickly. And if you think about this, that means that if you get a problem, you will always come with the same solution. And if you don't trigger yourself to be creative, to find new solutions for the same problem, the world would be grey in 10 years from now. So there are a lot of people who manage somehow to find different solutions for the same problem. And that is creativity. And the creativity is actually creating real value. Because if I ask you to solve a problem, we will all come approximately with the same solution. So we don't differentiate with the solutions that we bring. I don't know if I'm too abstract, but I'm sure you can recognize this kind of puzzles. And if you're trying to solve such a puzzle, you will end up not solving the puzzle. Because you make the same thinking mistake as everybody does. Only if you spend enough time and you do what you think you should not do, you follow me? Then you solve the puzzle. Because these puzzles are designed in such a way that you will make the thinking mistake of solving it the wrong way. Today, I'm going to bring to you a new Lego block. And I'll tell you later what that exactly is. And it will allow you, after today, to solve a problem that you were not able to solve before. In fact, the value that was created in those days that I'm referring to was created by spending time, and spending the time with a multidisciplinary team. Multidisciplinary, multicultural, there was a huge dynamic. And I have to say, I had never had that same feeling again after leaving Philips 20 years ago. I never had that same feeling until I joined VBH. Because in VBH, we are a system integrator in the super yacht industry. We have built more than 300 yachts over the past 50 years. There is exactly the same atmosphere as I had back in those days. Passion, creativity, multicultural, multidisciplinary. We approach problems from a very, let's say, from a 360 perspective. And now, being responsible for VBH is my role to encourage that, because I truly believe that the creativity that we can bring to the table is creating value. That's basically my introduction. Because if I really look at what we are doing in VBH, we are more and more pushed towards efficiency. Now the question is, if you are buying a yacht, do you want to have it cheap Or do you want to have a lot of value in your yacht? Do you really think that the owner cares if he can save €1,000 on the yacht, on the build? Or do you think he's more interested in making the yacht more perfect, more beautiful? What do you think? Well, I think the owner wants a value. If he doesn't understand the value, we will talk about the cost. Now, if I look to whom we are talking and what are the topics that we are talking about, we talk to technical people, we talk to planning people, we talk a lot about meeting deadlines and about technology. Kind of hard, so it's technically driven. Now, I know I just made the introduction of 5 minutes that I believe that we should not only be talking about technology, we should be talking about bringing value to the client. And we know that the highest value of a yacht is in the presentation of the yacht, the looks of a yacht. So the appearance of a yacht is of high value, the exterior and also the interior. That means I truly believe, and within VBH we truly believe, that we should make the crossing to talk with the people that are responsible for designing the yacht and make sure that our technology is a part of their design. And this is really scary, because why would a designer talk to us? He has a beautiful life, he's presenting beautiful interior designs of the yacht. I went to the Salone del Mobile last April, and I walked around, there were 800 beautifully decorated rooms, spaces. None of them contained any technology. None. The designers want to stay away from the technology, because technology is not necessarily improving the design. Actually, it's making the design more ugly. You can imagine, look at your own living room, where this ugly piece of TV is hanging on the wall, deteriorating the interior design. Well, it's very scary to make the crossover to a different domain, but it will bring huge value, and I'll show you. So, of course, the designer, they will say, we understand the owner, we understand his taste, and we know what materials he likes, and they make this beautiful interior design. And then later in the project, 2 years later, the technology guys come in, and they say, yeah, but the owner, we know he wants to watch the news, he wants to watch his favorite show, so he really needs a TV. Boom, the whole interior design is destroyed. And the next client has the same experience. This is beautifully designed, well selected material, went all the way to Italy to select the natural stone to make it nice open book. And then the technology guys come in and they don't talk to the designers and they place the TV. And then one guy said, oh, he wants a bigger TV. Yeah, no, not even the bigger TV. He also wants really the audio. It's very important for the client. He wants the best possible audio. Now look what is left of the design. It's terrible. Right, you agree? Yeah. Now going back to the Lego blocks, why are we not solving this problem? Why are we keeping on putting this ugly piece of technology in those beautiful interior designs? Why are we doing that? Lack of communication, yeah. Someone has to take the initiative to step into the other world. Now, then you have to step also over your own shadow. So we at VBH, we say, okay, we know what is most important to the client. We know it's not technology, it's design, it's the presentation, it's the appearance, reflecting the personality of the owner. It is functionality that has been enabled by technology. So we know our place now. But we also know that the client, the owner, they want certain functionality in each space. You can ignore it, but you want to watch TV or you want information. So now we know our place. We believe that the design, and I'm sure we have all had that same experience, if you enter a beautifully decorated room, you sometimes really have the wow effect. you really think, wow, this is so perfectly designed. If we add the functionality in that space, then I think we can work together. We can work together if we manage to blend design with technology. And that brought us to an incredibly simple idea. We all know the chameleon. The chameleon is able to change its color by the surface that it's walking on. Have you ever thought why you can do that? Well, deep down in the biology of the chameleon, in the cells, there is some alchemy happening. And the Latin word for alchemy is alchemia. And the Arab word for alchemy is alchemia. That's why we have developed new solutions that really behave like a chameleon. We call that alchemia. And this is the fifth dimension in interior design. The technology provided by alchemia is completely invisible to the eye if you don't use it. But it is instantly available upon demand. And why is instantly so important? Because we are the instant gratification generation. If we push a button on our phone, we instantly want to have a result. So we know we have been using the elevators and the lift systems and the sliding panels, but they're all very slow. You push a button, the panel slides in front of the TV. There is no magic coming from that. We believe if we have a chameleon solution, which we call alchemia, that there will not only be a wow effect of the interior, but also the magic of appearance and disappearance. Now going back, alchemia has now solutions for the three main functions in each space. The function display is to watch something, the function of listening to audio, and the function of controlling your environment, control. These three functions are displayed downstairs. After my presentation, I invite you kindly also to watch downstairs to our booth, where you can really in live see what it is that I'm talking about. Going back to your brain, today I will implement this extra Lego block. It's the Lego block of alchemia, which will be now implemented in your brains, and in the coming year we will put a lot of marketing effort to remind you on this. And to remind you, hey, alchemia is there. Oh yeah, I have to solve a problem, I have to design in a display or audio. I know there's something that can help us there. Now if we look at the images that I've shown before, on the left hand side this was how it was designed. Over here it is how it would be built if you don't talk to each other. And now I'll show you how it will look like if you use alchemia. So the interior has been created by designers. The materials have been selected in Italy. And if you don't use the display, you don't see it. And I'm sure that the sounds you have also not seen because it was completely integrated in this interior. The next one we've also seen, also booklet natural stone. This is how it was supposed to be. This is how it would have been made by technical people. And this is how it looks like with alchemia.